Hi Darrell, I've tried to mock up an example basically of what we discussed earlier this week. Um, Basically, what I've got here is a bit of a sample. It's not sort of the finished item, obviously. It also doesn't do exactly what you've got in your other files, but it can be adapted. I just wanted to put this together, just give you a flavour of how it might look and how it would work. So the first thing I should point out is that currently there's like lots of little tabs at the bottom. You wouldn't be able to see those. You would only ever see one sheet at a time. And then as you can see here, I've got lots of little symbols. You would click on those and it would navigate around the file so that people aren't confused by which sheet that they're looking at. So this main menu is where you would start. I've got these little icons. So this one is the settings. This one would be your targets. This one would be your daily cash take-ins. And then this one would be your reports. I haven't linked these to macros and the VBA and things, but basically on this one, I've linked it to one. So can you see that gives you a little finger pointing? So that means you can press the button. These ones don't have it yet, but that's an example of how it would work. So you would always start from the main menu and navigate to the relevant sheet. There's only 4 sheets that you would need to see. So if you would generally start by going to the setup. So this is this yellow sheet here. And on here, I have given you a list of staff and also a list of the different items that were on the cash taking sheet. What you'll notice on all of these sheets that I've colour coded these cells in green where you can edit them. So if you wanted to add somebody new in, you can literally just add the name onto the bottom. If you wanted to amend the spelling, then you can just edit and add what you need at the end or respell it or whatever you need. Any cells that aren't green, you won't be able to edit, and if you try to, you'll get this pop-up message to tell you that the sheet is protected and you can't edit that cell. So the idea behind this is that it's all protected so nobody can break it by accident or overwrite formulas or anything like that. So you will be able to amend the staff members at any point and also change the items and add in new ones. Okay, so once you've gone to setup, you would obviously, there'll be a button on here to take you back to the main menu. So and then you would choose probably your targets. You probably set those at the beginning of the year or the beginning of the quarter or something. And that would take you to this target daily cash. So this sheet looks virtually identical to what you sent to me. All I've done with it is I've protected it and locked it down, and I've coloured the cells in green. So what you'll notice on this one, so this is target monthly revenue. You might want this to be weekly, but we can have a chat about that. For now, I've done it with month and year. So you have a pick list there, so you can choose what the relevant month and year is. You can then choose your staff name for the AM, and that's again on the pick list, and that links to the setup. So you can see there Tracy's appeared because I've got it in the setup. And then the user would just enter the relevant values in here for what the targets would be for the total week or the month or however we set it up. The items down here, I've put those as formulas, so again you can't edit those, but if you change them on the setup, so if we added something new in here and called it coffee, then you'll notice on the target daily cash, it automatically has populated itself there on row 13. And that's also the same on this bottom section for the PM. So it just means that it's less for anyone to manually fill in. If something's changed on the setup, it automatically feeds in here. So these numbers would just be populated by for AM and for PM. You can obviously choose a different name there if you needed to. You can add in any comments, and then all you would need to do is click this little button, and what that will do is it will double check that all of the details have been entered, so that there's a month and year and there's names for both the AM and the PM. And then it would save all of the relevant records into a database in the background that you will never see and never need to see. So this sheet will be saving your targets basically. There's another sheet is your daily cash, and this, if we go back to the main menu, this is where you would get to with this button for the actuals. So here you would put in the physical date, so that I'll put in the 29th of August. You can put in 29/9/17. You must use the format of the DD /MM/YY. I'll put pop-up messages on these as well. So if you just entered something random, it will give you an error, or it will when I've done it properly. Okay. So this is exactly the same as the targets. You would enter daily all of the information. You've also got this section down at the bottom for memberships that you can fill in as well. But then you would just save that record here. All of these records, both for target and for your actuals, which is what this sheet would represent, would get saved into a database, and then ultimately it produces for you this dashboard. And again, from the main menu, you can see you just click on that reports icon there, and it would take you to this dashboard report. So here, and I've just mocked up just some examples of charts that we could build with this information. The information that you sent to me on your draft P&L, all of that information can be generated as well. These are just some other examples that I've come up with. So this first chart is the revenue by staff and month. So you can see you've got a different coloured line for each member of staff. There's only 2 in the database so far. Just put some dummy stuff in. So you can see what July, August and September. So you can see a bar and the trend of how that's changing month on month for each individual, but also how each individual compares amongst each other. This chart here is the total revenue by month and its actual v target. So you'll see that the blue bars are the actuals and the orange bars are the targets. So no month have we exceeded or met the targets according to this, but as I say, it's all dummy. Okay, then the next 2 charts are by staff member. So there's a pick list in there and you can choose. So currently there's only 2 members of staff got data, but you would literally change that there and it would change this report. So this is just showing you information for Darell, for yourself. And obviously this is dummy, and it's showing you a different coloured bar for each different item and then the amounts for each month. So you can see that the amount of memberships that are being sold month on month is growing. This chart at the bottom, again, this is just for yourself with me dummy data. This is by staff and month, but it's actual V target this time. So right up there at the top, I think... yes, this one is your revenue by month and that's in total. This one down at the bottom is just for Darell. And then obviously if we switch this to Sarah, it would automatically update. I've not built it to actually physically do it yet, but that's how it would work. So these charts would both change as we change this name here. So I hope that gives you a bit of a flavour of what I was proposing when we were talking the other day. It's very, very difficult to visualise without seeing anything. So I hope that gives you an idea. If you're interested in having a chat further, obviously I will need to better understand what the information is in those files that you've sent to me, and then I can do you a formal proposal. So if you're interested in exploring this a bit further, then let me know and we'll probably have to arrange a meeting and we'll come and have a better chat. I hope that helps. Thanks, Darell.